Hello, hello. How are you? Happy day before fall. Here in Vermont, we kind of like fall. Fall's like a big deal. It's time for fall foliage, and usually those leaf peepers come, but not this year. Things will be a little different. But I'm glad that the weather's changing. I love fall. It's so pretty. I'm not so excited about the cold, although I knew that they kind of go together. That's how we get the colors. But it's been kind of a surprise. The last couple of nights we've had frost and had to bring my plant in. Yeah, it definitely feels like fall today. It's beautiful. It's super sunny and gorgeous, and it's sweaters and leggings and pumpkin spice coffee. So it's all good things. Hey, Deborah, welcome, welcome. Well, I'm glad that you're here. Yeah, so tomorrow's officially the first day of fall. So that's why we have a fall card for tonight. I am up to here in prep for my retreat. I'm trying to get Rod Run can't if the rod what? The leaf peepers can come. They probably will. They probably will. Well, you could because you stay in your car, so that sounds cool. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Becky, Lana, welcome. We'll see what happens. I know I stopped at the Apple Barn again. Okay, it's becoming a habit. And the lady, it was really quiet in there, and she said, yeah, we don't have any bus tours. So I think I'm a little concerned about some of the local businesses that they wait all year for that. So that's okay. I'll just buy more apple donuts. I can do that. That'll be I'm helping. I'm up to here getting ready for the retreat, trying to get everything out. My goal is to get everything shipped Wednesday for the goodie bags, and that gives them a good week and a half to get to everybody. Oh, Susan, that sounds nice. It's called the Rod Run, and it's classic old cars, and they drive up and down the street. Oh, good, Shannon. You check it out. See what they got. Yeah, we love the Apple Barn. So I've started a new thing today on the blog. I'll try and stick with it. You know me. But it sounded like a good idea. I talk about all these things, and sometimes it's hard to find them. You want to try and like I'll say, oh, this is happening or that's happening. So I've started the thing on the blog that will be, I'll have the post. You'll see it when you go. It's really easy. Just go to karenmiller.com and you'll see it. The post with the card. That'll have the card, the sketch that goes with it, the YouTube of this. I copy this so that you can see it, and a list of what supplies I use. That's always there. But this one is a separate post that looks like this. It says, did you know? And I'll use that same did you know every time. And when you look at that, you'll see things I talk about during the live that you don't have to go searching through the video to get the details again. Hopefully that'll make it easier to find things. So let me tell you what's in there. The first thing is there is a huge sale. It's a once-a-year sale that Stampin' Up! Has. It's coming on the 23rd, which is Thursday, I think. Today's the 23rd. Today's the 20th. Right? So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, 23rd. It's only that day. It's only 24 hours. And it's 15% off a select list of stamps from the annual catalog. So if you look at that post, there's also a list with all the stamps and the pages they're on and the prices so that you can kind of go through and see, was there something you've been thinking about, something you've been wanting? That's there. That is the special sale. It's Stampin' Up. It's not mine. Well, it's mine, but it's not something I do. It's something Stampin' Up does. And it's 15% off those stamps. It's Wednesday. Oh, see? I'm so glad you guys are here. Okay, so it's Wednesday. Wednesday's today is the 23rd. Today's the 21st. Phew. Thank you. I had Lucy today, and we don't do calendars with Lou. If I had done Grace today, we would have done the calendar. Sorry. Thank you so much. 21st. So the 23rd is the sale. The other thing I put in there is, remember, I give Happy Shopper rewards. And when you spend, not if you're on my team, well, you could if you wanted to, but if you shop, I'll take the name out. If you shop on my site, you get a punch for every $50. And when you fill this card up, you get a free stamp set. You get to choose which one you want. You just let me know. I order it, and it comes to you. Hey, Cheryl. So that's there just in case. And then Stampin' Up! Has a month of September. In the month of September, they have a really cool deal added to the starter kit. Now, the starter kit's always the best deal in the catalog, because you pick $125 worth of product of your choice for $99. Free shipping. It's the only time they give free shipping too. So it's a super cool deal. And then you get to be on my team too, which, you know, hey, we like that too. But that ends in at the end of September. So the info for that is there too. I think that's it for now. But whenever I talk about these things, I'll try and put the links there so that you can go back and find them. Okay. So enough of that. So it's Did You Know? That's where it is. All right? All right. So tonight's card is this one. This is using the Life is Beautiful stamp set, which is one of the add-on classes for the retreat. My retreat's all online this year. And it's the first weekend in October. And it's all online. My goodie bags are sold out and are getting packed as we speak. There will be an opportunity for those of you that didn't do goodie bags that would like to come, and you could just enjoy the awesomeness of us. It's all through Zoom. It's Friday night and all day Saturday. I haven't posted that information yet. Goodie bags are on my list right now. But between now and then, I'll tell you all about it. But anyway, this is one of the add-on classes. So I wanted to do this in honor of fall tomorrow. So is today the first day? I'm lost. Fall's like sometime now, but it feels like fall was last week here. So we're going to start with our Bumblebee. You thought I was going to get tired of Bumblebee. I'm not. And this was a full sheet cut in half. So it's 8.5 by 11, cut to 8.5 by 5.5. And I'm going to score at the 4 1/4. I know, I'm really excited. I'm really happy with, I've been designing all weekend and packing. All my paper and stamps came. So now I can start to fill up the boxes. Okay, so there's that, right? Then I used a piece of Early Espresso to make an extra frame around it. Oh, good. And I'll be awake then too, Susan. So Susan says the moment of fall, it switches to fall tomorrow morning at 9:38. Thank you, my dear. This needs to be our normal 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so this is 4 by 5 1/4. That's this piece. Okay, and then some Whisper White, and that is going to be 1/8 of an inch smaller. I know we don't like 1/8 inches, but it looks really cool to have just that little bit of a frame. So the easiest way to do that is, remember, the 4 by 5 1/4. Start at the 4 and move in 1/4 of an inch. All right? And then start at 5 1/4 and move in 1/4 of an inch. I already did on this one. Okay? So then this will fit perfectly on your frame. All right? So before you put that down, though, we're going to do some stamping. Love this stamp set. This tree is awesome. I can't tell you the number of times I worked to create this tree in Design Space when I was doing Cricuts. There's one, I used this tree for my son Chris and his wife Meg's wedding invitation. And it was this tree with a heart in it. It was up in here. Took me forever. But it was cut with a Cricut. Had I had this little stamp, we would have just stamped these invitations and moved on. So a couple of things. This is it's a big tree. Like it needs the biggest block to stamp this tree. You're likely to not get an even stamp with it because it's so big. Sorry for that glare. Because it's so big. So this is a good Stamparatus stamp if you feel like that might be you. The other thing you're going to want to do, and I used Early Espresso for this. I like, when I'm using something this big, I like to stamp this way. Yes, Stamparatus definitely. I like to stamp this way, making sure that I get a good coverage. Now, I was worried when I did this the first time, and it's tough to get everything down here, and then you end up with this on the edge. If you do, you're going to want to wipe that off because guaranteed you're going to get some on your stamp. So wipe that off. If you get some on the block, make sure you wipe off that excess, okay? And then if you want it, because it's tough to kind of hold this in your hand, but you can go around this way too. But you want to make sure you get your ink good and solid on this tree. All right. The next thing is, it just barely fits on what this paper is that we have, and I need to have room for a sentiment on one side so I can. But you want to center it top and bottom of this, closer to the bottom, and then even pressure. Don't rock. Nice even pressure. Stamparatus will let you do that really easy. So you either need this large block or your Stamparatus. All right. This would be amazing using heat embossing as well because it's such a gorgeous stamp. Just elegant, simple. So using your embossing powder and Versamark and your heat tool, awesome. And it would really make, P.S. those of you taking the class, it's in that one. It really makes the leaves pop too. Okay, so the leaves, I only did one color of leaves, but you could definitely do multiple colors because around here trees aren't all the same color. But I went with just Bumblebee for this one. And now if you look at this leaf stamp, you're thinking, well, that's not, you have a lot more leaves than that. What did you do? I used it twice. You could also use it for a pile of leaves on the ground, which would look really cool. I'm just going in the tree for right now. So ink this up with some Bumblebee. And then I just kind of spun it around till it looked like it was going to hit at least a branch or two. All right. That looks about even there. And when you think it's not right at all, just go for it. It's leaves in a tree. It'll be okay. If they're not attached, some can be flying in the wind. That's okay. Then ink this up again. And you're going to kind of spin it for this side. All right. Get it where you want it. Now clearly it doesn't look exactly the same as my other tree, but no two trees look the same. If you want more, you could always come in and put more in here. You could add more if you wanted. You could use different colors. All right. And then hello is one of the sentiments. It's hello, thinking of you, and life is beautiful. Love all of them. And I love the fonts with them. I just really liked hello. So I went back to Early Espresso again. So what I'm going to do is make this into a set as a gift. So hello is going to go here. These are great note cards, right? Now, this is why you're going to want to use your Stamparatus. I got to this point and I messed up my sentiment, right? Had I used the Stamparatus, which I'm going to do in the next card, I wouldn't have done that. So what do? I'm not throwing this away. I just got this all cut. I made my tree. I really like it. Now what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to take my hello. I'm going to stand up and walk around the table a couple times. Maybe even go get a coffee. I'm going to come back and I'm going to stamp my hello right here. Phew, got that right. Okay. This is the piece I cut off. Let me just tell you what size it is. You know, boo-boos can be fixed. So this is 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to take this banner stamp set or punch that I really like. And I think I'm going to do this kind to be different. Slide it in and punch. And then I'm going to take you and I'm going to pop that right there. But I think I'm going to ink it first to look like I really wanted that to happen. That was my plan all along. So I'm going to take my dauber and we're going to just ink our edges. So when things don't go as well, don't freak out. Don't say, I'm a terrible card maker. Just fix your boo-boo. All right, so this is going to go here. I need to trim this right straight across with my trimmer. I'm not going to try and cut it with scissors because I might mess it up. And I'm going to make this a really big deal. It's going to go on with some dimensionals like I planned this. And it's going to be great. Hi, Lisa. Right, Lana? Boo-boos are our friends. There we are. And now I'm going to put my card together like I meant to do that. Right? Okay. So, if you don't want to try and fix boo-boos, let me show you how the Stamparatus, let me get this put together, but how the Stamparatus can make you boo-boo free. There we go. Rhinestones too. Yeah, but see, I didn't stamp that right. I couldn't even cover it up because it said hello. It didn't say hello. And then pop you on. And honestly, if I hadn't been doing this in front of all of you, you never would have known that that wasn't what my plan was. Okay? So, there's your option. Now let's see what we can do. I'm going to show you two things at the same time. I'm going to show you the other option. Let's say I wanted to do some different color instead of just my bumblebee leaves, I'm going to try and do, my red leaves are my favorite. So I think cherry cobbler is the red that I want to use. It's not real red because the trees aren't necessarily real red, but they are cherry cobbler. So I'm going to take my cherry cobbler, and this time I'm going to use black for my second layer. Okay? So, and this is going to make a great set of cards to give as a gift. All right, so we're going to go with 5.5. That gives us 2 cards, and we're going to score at 4.25. Right? All right, and now we need our black layer, which is going to be 4 by 5.25. I know, Susan. So I'm going to go with 5.25 by 4. And then I'm going to go with my Whisper White. And I'm going to do it 4 by 5.25 because I'm going to start there and then I'm going to trim it down. Just because the 1/8 I think give us a headache. So I'm showing you another way to do it if you don't want to worry about the 8ths. The measurements on the sketch do have the 8ths for you. So you start at 4 and you move in 1/4. So that's 3 7/8. But again, if that hurts your head, it works easy to just move it in. And then start at 5.25 and move it in 1/8. Okay, so there's all that. All our cutting is done. This is what this card is going to look like. This is going to have this little bit of a framing. And this is our card, right? Super pretty. So this time our tree is going to need early espresso. And our hello does, but we are going to go with our Stamparatus instead of the big stamp, so that if there's a boo-boo, we can fix it. Now the Stamparatus, remember, comes with 2 plates. It also comes with this little foam pad. If you're using a photopolymer stamp, which we are, then we need this little foam pad. If I were using a red rubber cling, I wouldn't need the foam pad. All right? Okay. I know we haven't used Stamparatus in a little bit. A couple things. I like to put an empty stamp case underneath it. It helps to keep it nice and straight. Move these guys over. Okay. And then I need to figure out how to position my tree. But now you would be tempted to pop the stamp down here and then bring this over and pick it up. That's great if you have a clean stamp set. If you don't have a clean stamp set, you're going to end up with a boo-boo on it. Well, I'm telling you, you could clean this little puppy till till the cows come home. I knew there was one I wanted. But what's going to happen is there's going to be something. So here's my trick. I'm not going to worry about it being clean. Come off. Get off there. I'm going to lay it down. It's going to make a mess. I don't care. Because I'm going to flip this paper over once I get it where I want it. So there's my tree. I'm going to pick it up. See what it did? And I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to get my magnet from back here. Make sure my magnet's not in the way of my stamp, because this is a big stamp. All right? Okay. So now, the same idea that we did before. Ink this up. and bring it over, and nice and smooth. Notice I didn't have enough ink. Let me zoom you in. Right here. See, it's not quite the way I wanted. So because it's a Stamparatus option, I can come back and add ink to that. And I can do it again. And we're good to go. And now, let me move that out of my way. Now I need my leaves, which, because I don't necessarily need them in here, but I could, I'm going to put them in there. Yours stamps better towards the edges. Yeah, it's tough to get it by the hinge. I have this a little too tight. Because the hinge holds it in place, you can get a better stamp by moving it over. Because I've already used this one, I'm not going to Stamparatus my leaves, but I am going to Stamparatus my sentiment, which I've already got something on my paper. My fingers aren't clean. And let's move this over a little. Let's clean this bugger. Okay, so hello is clean now. My fingers are not clean, however. Just a sec. I think that's where my mess is coming from myself. There, that's better. I got really inky there. I'm going to bring this over. And I'm going to figure out where I want hello to be. Bring this over. And I'm going to, oops. Going to ink up hello. Much better. No necessary fixes on that one. Now I got to move you over here for a minute. And I need I know, I've done much better with getting inky, right? This was not okay when I first started. I'm doing better. Everyone laughed at me when I did it at first. I still don't like the, I'm not a huge fan of the, oh, I can't even think what it's called. That purple scrubby thing. Oh, I like that. That's a great idea, Becky. I have one of those too. So Becky has the suggestion of using a dry eraser to go over the Stamparatus. I like that. Pretty cool. All right, so I'm getting my cherry cobbler on this. Chamois, thank you. I don't like the chamois. I don't know why. It gets me, it's too inky for me. I end up washing it constantly. All right, so there's our red version. But people that love it and swear by it. So it's just personal preference. It isn't that one's good, bad, or indifferent. It's just what you what you like. There we go. And then you. There. So there is our set, right? We can have Bumblebee and Cherry Cobbler. All right. Oh, that's cool, Shannon. Yeah, the Stamparatus is one that you need something. I seriously take mine and go wash them. I take them into the bathroom and I rinse them off, dry them off, and then bring them back. Becky, that's a great idea. We'll have to post that. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Make sure that you check out the blog later on. I will have the video of this as well as all the information for you. So that's the place to check if you're looking for something. Awesome. Well, happy fall, you guys, and I will see you again on Thursday. Bye.